Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Mavani and today we are going to talk about thunderstorms that are going on in our country at present. At the same time, I am going to provide you a big picture of climate change and its impact in different parts of the world. I have got some facts and figures for you guys in this lecture, and I believe that these facts and figures will help you with your mains answer writing. You know, many a times when you have to stress, or if you want to stress on something, if you want to present your point, then you have to use some examples. Now, we all know that global warming is going on and it is bad, but how will you prove that it is bad? So I believe this lecture will help you, or it will provide you those factual information. At the same time, we will go through the main reason why we are facing this storm that is going on in different parts of our country. With this difference, by the end of this lecture, I will also provide you some extra points. When I say extra, they are not really extra, but I will clarify, or we will go a bit in depth in this things that can happen or that do take place because of this rising temperature, how it impacts our economy and other things. So let's move on and let's start our discussion with this very important quote here by Dr. Guy McPherson. He says that if you really think the environment is less important than the economy, try holding your breath while you count your money. Dear friends, if you want to download PDF of today's discussion, you will get it from my Facebook page and Twitter handle. Also, may I request you guys that if you learn something from today's discussion, please don't forget to hit that like button, as well as you are brand ambassadors of this video or other videos that we present or cater to you guys. So make sure that you do share this lecture with other people as well. As we are speaking now, I have a good news for you guys that up to 50% discount is available on our pen drive and tablet courses. This is going to last till 15th May. As we are speaking today, I'm recording this lecture. It is 14th May already. So you have today as well as tomorrow 2 days to go. Make sure you don't miss this up to 50% discount that is going on. Now, let's start with our own personal life. I'm damn sure about this thing that we all have sat down in front of our grandfathers or grandmothers, and we have heard about this stories, right? These beautiful stories that are associated with seasons, particularly when they were young. Things were all right. Seasons were in sync with calendar. What we find now is when I was growing up, and I'm sure it applies to many of you as well, that when we were growing up, we used to wait for summer, we used to wait for winter, for fall, and for spring. But now things have changed quite a lot. If you are living in a city of Mumbai or Chennai or Delhi, or in, say for example, in different parts of Rajasthan or maybe Kashmir, then you know it very well that at some point of time we are concerned about how this monsoon that is just around the corner, how severe it is going to be, or how bad it is going to be. Because last time we know what happened in Mumbai, last time we know what happened in Chennai, and this is not the first time that people living in this different cities or different parts of our country, they have faced these sort of things, isn't it? It's been consistently getting more and more severe or bad every year. And if you go through, really I have tried this thing, means I have practically experienced this thing. Whenever you get time, if you go through essays, right? Remember we used to write essays on seasons when we were in school. But if you go to today's classroom, right, in school, and if you go through some of these essays written by small kids, then you will find a shade of fear, a shade of panic in their essay writing. This is going to impact our upbringing as well. And the reason why we are so much afraid, I believe, because of this seasonal change or change in season that do take place, that is necessary as well. One of the main reason is because this sort of things, at present as we are speaking, 13 states of our country were under or are under the range of this thunder and storm. Disaster management forces are means active at present in different parts of our country. They are kept on standby in different parts of our country. In many places, school holidays are declared. Many places, offices are not working. So many people, right, they are stuck in airports, and railway lines are not working, and other services are not there. We do calculate the damage, right? We know many people have passed away. Yesterday was Sunday, 13th of May, and yesterday when I was recording, the total figure was 130, right? 130 people have passed away so far because of this. Either someone, their house has collapsed, or a wall has collapsed on these people, or a tree, or something like that. And in today's newspaper, what I find is what happened last night. 40 more people have died. Now, can you imagine that many people, right? I don't have this exact figure, but I can safely say that at least 50 or 60 people from these people who have passed away, out of this total people, at least 50 people would be breadwinner for their family. What will happen with their kids? What will happen with their family members? Only Lord knows how they will survive. What about this damage, right? We know how many houses have collapsed. All these figures will come, no doubt. But what about this lack of productivity because of this frequent school holidays? Sometimes it is because of pollution, sometimes it is because of excessive rainfall. Now we are seeing this storm sort of things, and these things are not just limited in our country. As I told you, that we are going to have a bird's eye view on the whole world, or I am going to give you a big picture. If we go through USA, right, what happened in Louisiana and Texas, so many people. Now we are talking about a country, USA, right? It is one of the most developed country in the world in terms of resources and in terms of manpower and technology and other things. It is one of the best, we can safely say. But then as well, so many people, even today, right, their house is not, they are not, means they have lost their residential area, and they have lost their houses, and still they are living in this temporary setup. Something similar took place in California last winter. There was excessive snowfall, and many people lost their lives, and things like that, right? This sort of things. Imagine just means USA, of course, means if your family is facing this sort of things, then it is going to bring lots of pain, isn't it? Even if you are living in USA, or if you are living in India, it doesn't matter. It is going to be a very painful experience for people. Now the thing is, if we talk about our storm that is going on at present, the main reason, the scientific reason behind it is, of course, we know this, all things are going on because of climate change, right? This is very basic thing. We all are aware about this thing. But why this sort of storms, or why this particular storm has become this big? One of the main reason why we find this gusty winds, or this stormy winds, is because difference in temperature, right? This law of convention that plays in liquid and gas. So as far as this air is concerned, I'm sure you know about this basic thing, part of your geography or part of your science subject, that when air gets heated, when land gets heated, right, it will, of course, it will pass this heat, and this air will get heated as well. Now, as you know, this air gets heated, it will rise up, and the cold air in different parts or nearby place will rush towards this portion here, and it will fill. You will never find a vacuum. Of course, this cold air will rush here, and this hot air will rise up, it will cool down, and it will come back again, and this cycle goes on. This is called convention. Now, what we are finding at present is that there are some places in different parts of the world, they are getting heated, or their temperature is going, or going bit more, they are facing extraordinary heat, like higher temperatures in plains at present. And when you have lower temperature in different parts, what is going to happen is this winds are going to, this whole convention process is going to be a bit more speedy. The bigger the difference, right, in temperature, the bigger or stronger these storms will get. And the more severe part is that, this local wind that we have in summertime, it is called Lu. It flows through Rajasthan and it flows through this Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and other parts of our country. Now, this local wind Lu, we have faced this thing for a very long period of time. It has been part of our geography for a very long period of time, and this is not just limited to our country. It takes place in different parts of the world as well. Now, this local wind that takes place in this West Asia as well, this local wind became so severe, right, that it resulted into a big storm called Lucifer, and Lucifer destroyed many properties as well as it killed many people in this parts of West Asia and Southern Europe. So can you imagine this local wind? They are also becoming giant storm. We are living in a very dangerous phase as far as climate change is concerned. Now, if we trace the root of this recent storm that we are facing at present, then we find its origination point here, or one of the main reason why we are facing this thing is because of this Nawab Shah village of Pakistan. You can see here, this is Rajasthan here, this is Pakistan here. They have a Hyderabad city as well in Pakistan. Anyways, so this is a Nawab Shah village of Pakistan, and at the end of April 2018, the temperature of Nawab Shah village was more than 50 degrees Celsius. So this convention started, or this this bigger difference in temperature took place, and by time this winds reached Rajasthan and Punjab, it manifested into a thunderstorm. By the way, in scientific terminology, such phenomena are also called downbursts. So remember this fact here. Nawab Shah region and this sudden, you can say, variation in temperature was one of the main reason why we are facing this storms at present in our country. The other thing that I would like to add here, and it is again a sort of factual information but yet very important, this storm that we are facing is one of the most intense storm in last 20 years, and global temperature, as we all know, is one of the main culprit here. The rate at which temperature is shooting up, it is believed that there will be an addition of 9 degrees Fahrenheit in global temperature. One thing that we have to keep in mind, that we cannot reverse these things, right? All the damage that is done is done. You cannot restore ice back in Antarctica, right? Nature can, but we don't know how long it will take. Once you have damaged something, then that's it. You cannot reverse it. We can plant extra trees and other things, but this is not going to resurrect all these species that we have lost. Some other information, yet important information, if we go through USA, then what we find that between 1981 to 2016 there has been rise of 1.8 degree Fahrenheit in USA's temperature. 1.8 degree Fahrenheit is not a small figure. It may look small, but this is an average temperature that we are talking about. In some place it could be more, in some place it could be less, but overall it is 1.8 degree Fahrenheit. And this is not just producing or generating this mighty storms. It is also, this global temperature is also rising average sea level. Since 1980 there has been a consistent rise in sea level, and it has gone up by 8 inches. Now the way things are going on, earlier on we used to have this Western world, they were this industrialized country, but nowadays, like say for example, because of Make in India, India is getting more and more industrialized. China is getting more and more industrialized. There are other countries in developing world, they are getting more and more industrialized. So more smoke, more heat, we are using more air conditioning system and other things. These things are also releasing heat. So temperature is going up, and the way things are going up, if at this rate temperature keeps on going, then by the end of this century, right, sea level will rise up by 4 feet. Now when we say 4 feet, do you know how severe it is going to be? So many tiny island nations, they will vanish. Most of the bigger cities, you will find that because they have this They have this history of transportation and industrialization associated with it. So Mumbai, you take Chennai, you take other cities like Kolkata is there as far as Indian big cities are concerned. Then you go in Europe, you find London is there, Japan, Tokyo, New York. I can go on and on. There are so many bigger cities, heavy populated cities around the world. They are port cities. And if we are talking about a rise of 4 feet, then they are going to vanish as well. So population migration, destruction of property, we cannot restore all these things. Other thing is, as far as NASA's data is concerned, since 1895, the hottest year so far has been 2016 for the whole world. Since 1895, this change in climate change is also kicking more lightning struck in different parts of the world. There has been 50% increase in this lightning incidences, and with every 1 degree Celsius rise, 12% there will be addition of 12% of lightning. It's not just about lightning, it's not just about rising sea level. It is also about snowfall. It is also about snow melting thing that is going on in Antarctica. Last year in 2017, there was a big news. Remember that a big chunk of snow portion was separated from Antarctica. Since 1960, between 1960 and 2015, we find that there has been an increase in snowmelt in North America. You can take Alaska, Canada, and the mainland of America as well. Europe, all the Scandinavian countries, Scotland and other countries are there. Parts of Russia, in Asia we are talking about China, of course Himalaya as well. So snow melting is going up. There is a 10% drop in snow freezing as well in high altitude mountains. As far as our Himalayan range is concerned, which we also call it as adobe of snow, isn't it? Himalayas are known as adobe of snow. But do you know that earlier on, or the proper ideal season for the snowfall is November to December. What happens is that when you have snowfall between November to December, so it will get enough time, this snow will get enough time to accumulate and to freeze over there. And this freezing of snow or this snowfall, and later on it becomes ice, it has a very important role in maintaining this climate balance. But now what we are finding is snowfall is taking place in January and February, and from March we face summertime. So this snowfall is, or this snow is basically is not getting deposited, it is rather melting, and this is intensifying flood and other things. And of course all these things can be rooted, or their history or this inception point is 18th century industrial revolution, and we know it very well, as we have already talked about that we are in this vicious cycle of development and growth, which we cannot call it sustainable at all. The sad thing is, a country like USA, they are stepping out of this Paris Accord, Paris Climate Change Agreement. They are stepping out of it. They don't believe that this thing will work, and this is very sad thing, because when we talk about USA, it is number 2 as far as pollution is concerned. The other things that I was talking about, that I would like to add some more information in this discussion. Remember when summer was about to hit us, IMD came out with its annual summer forecast, and it said that March to May are going to be more warmer than what it used to be, right? This data is, or they compare this March to May of 2018 based on this normal temperature that we used to have in this period of time, March to May, between, or average temperature of 1981 to 2010. Now here you can see that on an average you can see it is going to be 1 degree Celsius more hot. You can see places like Kashmir, they are going to be 2.44 degree more hot. There are other places they are going to be 1.23, and so you can imagine this whole Himalayan range, how bad it is going to be for them, or how bad it has been so far. We are already in May as we are speaking now. The other thing is 2017 has been 4th consecutive record-breaking year as far as heat is concerned, and so far The hottest year for our country has been 2017. Now let me briefly explain you how this excessive heat impacts us, our economy, our life, and other things. Now I'm just using very to the point examples here. Let's take wheat. Wheat is a very heat sensitive crop. So if there is excessive heat, then this crop or they are going to fail. And when wheat crop fails, you can imagine the situation of farmers of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, and other parts, right? They are going to face huge losses. So government will come out with farm loan waiver, additional support, and things like that. So money that can be utilized for other developmental thing is diversified or is being spent here. We don't have any choice. The other thing is power demand will go up. You know this very simple formula, demand and supply. If demand goes up, the price will go up as well. Now supply may come down because as far as this hydel power production is concerned, and I have a small question for you guys. You know, recently Prime Minister Modi was in Nepal, and we have inaugurated a hydel power project in Nepal, India and Nepal together. So can you give me the name of this hydel power project that we have recently inaugurated in Nepal by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Now coming on to this hydel power production, you know, we spend crores and crores of rupees for setting up this hydel power project. Now let's take example of Kaveri. Kaveri used to carry water throughout the years, right? It was, of course, the water level used to go down because it is not having its origination point from Himalaya. It is a peninsular river. So during summertime, the water level will go up, but it used to have water. Now what we find that on an average, you find water in Kaveri only for 3 to 4 months. So what will happen with other rivers if they are going to get dry? What will happen with our crores and crores rupees of investment in this hydel power project? Milk, right? Most important source of nutrition for many people, isn't it? And these kettles are getting depressed and their milk yield is coming down. So the price will go up and it will become less affordable for many people around the country, isn't it? This will impact their health, their nourishment, and it will also kick in this malnourishment that we are already struggling with. Human health, there are fatalities, right, because of heat waves. Family breadwinners of families, they are losing their lives and things like that. And last point that I would like to add here is that, of course, when you have people who are getting sick because of this heat wave, more expenses in hospitals and more out of pocket expenses for these family members, particularly for those people who have to work outdoors. And labor productivity will come down as well in summer months because of excessive heat. You cannot work during this afternoon time, and monsoon is not far. So particularly this infrastructure projects, right, they become more expensive or their work will get delayed. So these are some other additional things that you can use. I believe this sort of examples have helped you in your understanding, like how heat wave means. There are other examples as well, but these are some basic examples, and for your general studies, these examples are more than enough, I believe. That's everything in today's discussion, dear friends. Again, I would like to remind all of you about this 50% discount, 2 days to go. Again, please make sure that if you have learned something, then do hit that like button and do share this lecture with others.